Hi, cat. Come and get some mango, baby.
One, two, 1, 2, 3. Self-awareness is a superpower. My name is KathyLaDonna. Welcome to Soul and Vibration. I hope the free thinkers are doing well. And if you're not doing well, I'm happy to remind you that you are the most powerful person that you know. You are the most powerful person that you know because only you can create your reality. Hey guys, today is Saturday, Saturn Day, March 9th, and the energies in the day adds up and reduce to number 2 vibration. If today is your birthday, happy birthday. So when it comes to the spirit animal, we are rocking with, I feel like since the sun has been in Pisces, it's like the energies feel, it's not that it's hard to read, but it just feels a little numb. Like, it's like I'm feeling what I'm feeling, but it feels numb. And I don't feel like Pisces energy is a numb feeling energy. I get maybe with everything happening and way how everything is aspecting each other, it feels a little bit numb, or maybe the Piscean aspect, it gives us all that we need to kind of swim away, but Saturn is there and not on Saturn's watch. So, okay. You know, okay, one thing I've noticed in everyone's natal chart, wherever Neptune or Pisces is in your chart, there's going to be a blurred memory about the experience. So say if you have Neptune in your 4th house, Neptune in your 3rd house, Neptune in your 5th house, your childhood is a blur. The memories of what happened in your household is a blur. Memories of your community and family is a blur. And I've been reflecting on that a lot. And some of the things that have came to mind when it comes to that is with having those placements within our chart, it shows that there were certain things that we experienced. For some, it could be more extreme than others. For others, it might not even have to be that extreme. But certain things, whatever it is that we didn't like within those experiences, we just checked out. So it's like, I'm here, but I'm in the sunken place within myself. And it's almost like through cruise control, like a robot. I'm robotically engaging, but I'm here, but I'm not here. It's like check out. It's like within those areas in our lives, some of us may have experienced trauma, more than likely, or perceived a situation in a way that was traumatic to the point where it was a checking out. So those memories are a blur. And I always, for me, when it comes to those areas, to me, you know, it's beneficial for us to do some shadow work in the sense like surrendering and asking ourselves, like say, for example, someone struggling right now with finances, and you might ask yourself, you might just sit quietly and say to yourself, what traumatic memory am I holding on to that's blocking my abundance? And your mind will show you an experience that you had. And for me, it's a matter of allowing myself to sit and observe that experience again for the first time. But clearly when it happened, we checked out, we ran. So it's left an imprint. It's like an email notification saying that you need to check this message. So it's like I'll sit and I'll observe what it is that I've been through without judgment though, because if I judge, it's like I'm just going to keep adding to it. It's like two children fighting, and to engage and take a side or whatever, it's like you're never going to end it. So it's almost like being detached and observing the situation that has happened as if it didn't happen to you, but it did happen. You're acknowledging that it did happen, but you're not making it personal, if that makes sense. And for me, after I've sit through it without judgment, it's like that energetic side of myself just wanted my attention without judgment. So after I do that, with that Neptune Pisces energy, wherever it is, where the trauma is, then I like to go back and pretty much recreate a memory over the memory that was there, because I've already addressed it. It's not like it's the wound there and I'm creating a memory over the wound. No, the wound needs to be cleaned. It needs to be properly cleaned. It needs to be dressed and addressed. And then once the wound is cleaned and addressed and stitched up properly, you know, it'll heal, and then you can put a tattoo over it. So to me, putting the tattoo over it is me recreating a memory over it once I've gotten to the root of it. So I felt like I needed to say that with the Neptune energy, the Neptune Pisces energy. But yeah, you know, while we're in Pisces season, it's almost like we feel checked out. It's like, it's so easy to be checked out. So some of us might be checked out because we're so imaginative. And I know I am, where my inner world is a trip, where all I need, I could be sitting alone and all of a sudden, like, I check out and I'm inside of myself fantasizing or thinking about something. It's so easy, and time just flies. Or for some people, since we've entered Pisces season and Mercury has entered into Pisces, maybe some people have picked up certain habits that they thought they had put behind them and they were done with. But for whatever reason, those things may be calling. It may call heavy, so are probably checked out in that way. But it feels like a checking out in the energy, because it's like when I enter into each day, you know, it just feels a little flat, is what I would say. So we have the Scorpion showing up in the reversal position. So the Scorpion showing up in the reversal position, when it comes to today's energy is ruled by Saturn, because Saturday is associated with Saturn energy. And also the energies in the day adds up and reduces to number 2 vibration. So that's connected to the moon. So when I see this card here, I think of someone experiencing something to the point where it's like, you allow your emotions to drive you and not sit back and calculate and do everything that you need to do in order to, and this is so perfect because Mars enters into Aries today. And with Mars energy, I think of how Mars is Mercury enters into Aries today. And I think about how Mars rules Scorpio and Aries. And Aries energy is where we act first and ask questions later. Where Scorpion energy is where we're calculated about things to the point where we could be overly calculated and miss an opportunity. So with Mercury entering into Aries today and the energies in the day adding up to the number 2 vibration, I think of how our emotions can cause us to jump and take action and not think things through. So when I look at the Scorpion coming up as a spirit animal and the way it's coming up, it brings me to you not allowing your emotions to cause you to make any decisions or take any actions. And that's something that I've been working on a lot lately. At some point I had a download. I'm not sure when it came in, but I knew that I was left with the package of a thought that I've been reflecting on a lot lately. And pretty much within that package of that thought that I was left with, not sure when it came in, but it's almost like, you know, I noticed there was a package inside at the front door. Not sure how it got in or when. But basically it was about how when it comes to emotions, learn how to use my emotions as a form, as you learn how to use my emotions to aid with my navigation, but never move because of them. Like never allow my emotions to make me do anything. So it's like in the moment while I'm extremely happy, don't do anything from being extremely happy. Meaning, say you're hanging out with some friends and you're super happy. So because you're super happy, you go and you start buying things or start saying yes to things because you're in that space where you're super angry. Basically what I got from that download is the importance of whenever I'm experiencing extreme emotion or any kind of emotion, because the goal is to always be at a detached, neutral space. Like that's the goal. That's what I aspire to. And not detach as in I don't care about this, and not numbing, but detach in the sense like I feel the emotion and it feels good and I sit with it, but I don't allow it to move me. But anyways, what I've been reflecting on lately is the importance of recognizing when I'm experiencing any kind of emotion. And when I'm experiencing the emotion, enjoy the moment and sit in the emotion and enjoy it. But also pay attention to how things will come up while I'm in that emotional space, and challenge myself to either not act and be still while I'm in that space, or if I have to act, acknowledge the fact that I'm under the influence. So it's like you knew you had a few drinks, and for whatever reason, like, I mean, you shouldn't drink and drive, but you didn't have enough drinks that's over the limit. But because you're aware that you've had these drinks and you're under the influence, even though you haven't went over your limit, it's like you need to be even extra cautious because you know that you're under the influence. So to me, it's like emotions put us under the influence, whether they're good or bad. And we have to become aware of when we are under the influence and make sure we're cautious about the things that we're doing. Where I think of like a good salesperson. And a good salesperson, all they have to do is put you under the influence, guide you under the influence. And then while you're under the influence, then pitch something to you. Because all of our purchases are emotional for the most part. So it's like, pay attention to yourself when you're under the influence. You know, whether it's like emotions of joy or you're pissed off, pay attention to yourself when you're under the influence. And that's something that I've been reflecting on a lot lately. So it's not about stopping the emotions. Like I love when I'm feeling joy and different emotions, or being an empath and feeling things through others, where it's almost like you get to live vicariously through them. It's like I love feeling these things. Like they feel amazing. Like as an empath, when someone's in love, or even they're projecting that towards you, like it just feels amazing. So it's like I love feeling good, but at the same time, now I'm aware, like, okay, you're under the influence. And for a lot of us, like that could also be used to navigate us, in the sense that in certain cases, you know, you could feel certain emotions, and through checking in with them and understanding them deeply, you know, it could be a form of premonition and intuition, not something to act off of or act on, but it's information. You're being provided with information. You're given more information. So that's what I'm getting. Okay, so this card dropped, but okay, so we have the Wheel of Fortune in the reversal position. So to me, both these energies coming out the way that they did kind of brings me to the feeling of something happening unexpectedly, and then we act on it. And I'm getting no, don't. So I guess I just shared all of this about operating under the influence because it's to say don't do it. Then the day is the 9th, and the number 9, like the energies in the day, adds up to number 2 vibration, or 2 energies that don't like to feel, they don't like smoke. And it's not that the number 9 or the number 2 is scary, where they could be, but these energies are community, people-oriented energies. So for the sake of being in a union or having people around, these energies will be way more tolerant than they should. So this is where we could find ourselves being more tolerant than we should. This is where we could find ourselves not wanting to tell the truth because we don't want to offend. And it's like, imagine a relationship or a connection built on lie. Like everybody in it gotta be like pretending. And some people can thrive in that kind of an environment. Some people could get up and phony kick it with people all day because, you know, like they just can. And some people can't. But to me, there's nothing authentic or real about that connection. So at some point, like, yeah, at some point, like, I don't know. Just, I do know. I hate when I say I don't know. I haven't said that a lot, but in the past, I used to say that a lot. Whenever I'm getting ready to say something and I don't want to go deeper for whatever reason, I'll start saying, I don't know. But that's really my way of like stopping myself from saying something that could be hurtful or considered that way or mean, when really it's just my truth. And Mars enters into Aries today. So the mind has moved into a place where we are, you know, we've stepped out of the Piscean energy that kind of comforted us through the month of February and parts of March. It was like a buffer. It was like driving a car with extra shocks. It's like, you know, certain things may have hit us, but they didn't hit as hard because where Mercury was. But now Mercury's in Aries. And because of that, now, you know, some of us could find ourselves operating from a place of impulsiveness, feeling like, not even just impulsiveness, it's like desperation, because it's like wanting things to happen and wanting them to happen now. So Mercury went from a place of imagination and escapism to now a place of impulsiveness, and impulsiveness could be creativity and bravery and just raw action. But right now, Mercury conjunct Neptune is positively aspecting Pluto in Aquarius. So Mercury energy is still in a space where it feels good. If the mind is still in a space where we feel it feels buffered, as I would say. It feels good. It's in an optimistic space. And it feels buffered, and the moon is now in Pisces conjunct Saturn. And with the moon in Pisces conjunct Saturn, our inner world is in a space where responsibility is a thing, and responsibility in relations to our goals, our dreams. But where the moon is, it's like we can see how we can make things happen and create more security and stability for ourselves. But like I said, with the Scorpion energy in the reversal position, just be careful of jumping into a situation because you're operating off emotions, whether it's anger or frustration or love or joy, and not see the whole picture. But for somebody here, I feel like that whole sales pitch thing is something that someone needs to look into, and look into in the sense that it's like someone gassing you up because they're preparing you for something. It's like the image that I have in mind is like, it's like fattening up an animal for a kill, which is awful, but that's the image that I had in mind. So it's like, could be fattening you up. I think if someone could be in a relationship, it could be a family member doing this, or you're out and someone's getting ready to sell you something. So they fat you up, they compliment you, they get you ready, and then they go in. And because you're in this dreamy place, you walk away and you're like, damn, I didn't need another iPad. I didn't need to, I went to get an oil change and now I have a new car, you know, whatever. It's like, damn, they got me. You know, that kind of vibe. And I am like a salesperson's nightmare, because one thing with me, like, I don't even waste their, no, I think I'm a blessing to them in the sense, like, I don't waste their time, because the minute they start, I'm like, I am not interested. Like, once I say I'm not interested, there is nothing more for you to say than to carry on, which is great because they don't get to waste time with me. So it's like, for someone here, like, be careful. You could easily be sold, or maybe you're the one doing the selling. But there's definitely that aspect. But even if you're the one doing the selling, with the way how the energies came out, you might do the selling and thought you walked away with a deal, but didn't. They finessed the hell out of you, and you end up pretty much giving something away for free. So either way, when it comes to today, you definitely want to not operate under the influence. And operating under the influence for me is, you know, emotions, whether it is positive emotions or negative emotions. Whenever you're in that space, become aware of it and become aware of how it will cause you to pretty much operate like someone under the influence, so that you can take better control over your situation. Such a pleasure sharing this message with you. Hey guys, I want to share with you 7 benefits of getting a numerology natal chart awareness coaching session. The first one is understanding your internal programming. The second one is becoming more clear about your purpose and passion. The third is setting goals for success. The fourth is awareness of strength and areas of improvement. And the fourth one was foundational for me, because whenever you're aware of your weaknesses, no one can use them against you. And when you're aware of your strengths, that makes you unstoppable. And that is why I say self-awareness is a superpower. The fifth benefit is removing obstacles. We first have to become aware of a thing in order to remove it in the first place. The sixth benefit is understanding relationship dynamics. We don't have to change the people in our lives. We have to become aware of ourselves and start from there, and everything changes. And the seventh benefit is upcoming transits, if that's something that you would like to look into because you're planning for something or you just want to be aware. So if you're interested in booking a numerology natal chart awareness coaching session or learning more about it, the link to book or the link to send me an email for questions are both within the description box below. If you'd like to check out my Patreon, where I share exclusive content, and also to become a part of the meetup group, which is my favorite thing on Patreon, the link to check out what's happening on Patreon is in the description box below. Please let me know you're here with me by dropping me a orange heart in the comment box below. I would love to hear from you and look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Love yourself as if your life depended on it, because it does. Take care of yourself, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.